This year has been a rather interesting year in gaming, at least when it comes to the competitive FPS space. Splitgate 2 had its alpha this year after Splitgate 1's failure. Delta Force is set to be a free-to-play competitor to Battlefield with the Havoc Warfare mode, and Escape from Tarkov with the Hazard Operations mode. It's releasing on mobile, PC, and even consoles. Valorant is coming to mobile devices, Black Ops 6 is polarizing its fan base with Omni movement, and the finals have made a comeback in Season 4 after its lackluster content delivery and its wild cheating situation from seasons prior. But two shooter titles have been on a rather strange trajectory lately. Usually a game ends up in a weird spot because of developer issues and not catering to its fan base, but these two are in this weird predicament because of its player base, and I'll explain why. These two games are Deadlock and Defiant. First, let's start with Defiant. This game was announced long ago, but was met with a lot of criticism due to it being associated with the Tom Clancy name. Shortly after, they rebranded it to simply Defiant. Its first betas came out around early 2023 when Modern Warfare 2022 was in a very tough spot because of the lack of movement in the game. Defiant brought movement back and added a skill gap that brought the attention of COD players that were longing for it. It was very akin to the likes of Black Ops 4 with its abilities and higher TTK. It seems like Defiant would be on the right track, but it's in a strange spot. People have reported that if Defiant doesn't get it together by Season 3, Ubisoft would shut down the project. On top of that, Ubisoft stocks have tanked, but not because of Defiant in particular, but games like Star Wars Outlaws and the delay of the new Assassin's Creed. There's already rumors of Tencent possibly buying out Ubisoft, but take this with a grain of salt. The main problem though lies with the gaming community labeling this game as a COD killer, which then sets unrealistic expectations of the game and unnecessary disappointment from the fans. Sure, there were netcode issues and some of the content delivery is slower than most live service games, but people were drawn away because they weren't constantly being fed content at the pace games like Fortnite and Call of Duty were doing. People are brain rotted at the COD brand, and if it wasn't COD, they didn't want it. The gaming community barely gave Defiant a chance and the player base tanked. This could have been that game that would solve the COD cycle for a handful of people who were sick of the yearly releases, but thankfully the community that still played are loyal to the game and still have faith in it. Next, we got Deadlock. This is the new hero shooter MOBA hybrid made by Valve. Yes, that Valve. The one that empties your wallets during Steam sales, the ones who made games like Half-Life, Left 4 Dead, and Portal. This is their attempt at something new, blending the hero shooter aspects of Overwatch with the core gameplay loop of League of Legends. Now, Deadlock is in a strange position mainly because of how the community are trying to play the game. A lot of new Deadlock players are trying to treat the game like Overwatch, except it's not a hero shooter in that sense. The game is primarily a MOBA, but you control the character like a third-person shooter. The thing is, most people associate MOBAs with a particular control scheme similar to that of League and Dota. That's because those two games have monopolized the MOBA market for years already, and changing the control schemes to something different would alienate their player base. So when people saw Deadlock, they did not see a MOBA, rather an Overwatch competitor. Deadlock has the key elements of a MOBA game: minions, turrets, lanes, super high TTK, jungling, and a Nexus objective you're supposed to destroy to win the game. It is supposed to be played like a MOBA, not a hero shooter like Overwatch. This caused people to have a love-hate relationship with the game because of the hybrid dynamics. It makes for a very good game, but people need to play it correctly. Once you understand the core mechanics of Deadlock, it actually becomes a very good game, especially how early access it is. Well, those are two shooters that are in the most strange spots we've seen this year. Let me know in the comments if you played any of them and if you like them. I'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to like and sub.
That's one way to lose a